I gonna review on this great Nickelodeon show. It's a really awesome show. I only like the first 8 seasons, but season 9, 10 sucks. We'll get to that later. I'm gonna review on this show because it's a really great Nickelodeon show, and it's a huge part of my childhood. Give us a get 10 out of 10. Of course it gets a 10 out of 10. Yes, they're gonna get the show and get a pass and 10 out of 10. I only like the first 8 seasons. I see 9 and 10 freaking sucks. And let's start the review. Parents, fairly parents. Let's get started the review. Fairly parents. Start the review right now. Bum. Hi guys, Mr. Barely Tested here, and welcome to my review series. Guys, I know I'm no longer doing grounded videos, dead meat videos, nutshell videos, because I don't want to take stuff way to the extreme, and because I don't want to get haters again after what I have done in summer 2020. With summer 2020 is one of the worst summers I ever had in my life, but summer 2021 will be much better. Fingers crossed, guys. At the meantime, I'm gonna review on a very nostalgic show from my childhood. I used to watch it on Disney Channel. Believe it or not, it aired on Disney Channel in my area because the show was distributed by Nelvana in my area. And on Nelvana, I'm gonna review on Fairly Odd Parents, coming the year of 2001, the same year as Monsters Incorporated. Basic plot is about a 10-year-old boy named Timmy Turner with an average age that no one understands. But basically, when he went to his room and found some Fairly Odd Parents, he found Fairly Odd Parents named Cosmo and Wanda, which they are the main character, which they found it in a goldfish, and that's basically. And the team wants with his wishes come true, and that's basically what the plot is. So, fellow parents, when the show first came out in March 30, 2001, it was a massive success. It was a legend for Nickelodeon. It became one of the most hated Nickelodeon shows next to SpongeBob SquarePants. And I first discovered this show is I think in 2009 or 2010 when I was watching Disney Channel, watching some random animated shows when I was a kid, because Disney Channel was free on air in my country, and I found a promo for, and I found Fairly Odd Parents, and so I said, this looks pretty interesting. I need to watch this. But then after watching an episode of after watching some random episodes of the Fairly Odd Parents, I said to myself, that's a great show. I really enjoy it. And believe it or not, this show in my area aired on Nickelodeon, and this is gonna shock you guys. This is gonna shock you in the whole wide world. They aired this show on Disney Channel in my area. That's right. No joke. This show aired on Disney Channel. In my area. Why? Because the show was distributed by Nelvana in my area. Because the Fair Press was distributed by Nelvana International. The first 5 seasons. Because the Institute 10 were distributed by Viacom. Which, don't get me wrong, guys. The first 8 seasons were great, which I gotta give you my thoughts afterwards. So, what do you think about the Fairly Odd Parents? It's a fantastic show. If you subscribe me for a while, I really loved the first 8 seasons. The first 8 seasons were the best. Season 9 and 10, we'll get to them at the end. Can't wait to tell 910 to stretch, despite to take stuff way to the extreme. Back on saying, guys. Now, let's talk about the characters. Timmy Turner is definitely one of my favorite characters in the show. He is really entertainment and he's really likable. I only like him in the first 8 seasons. In the first 8 seasons, he's really likable. But season 9 10, he absolutely ruined him in season 9 10. Cosmo and Wanda were really great characters. Really characters. Cosmo was really funny. Was really funny. Yeah, he can be dumb sometimes, but Cosmo is really hilarious. Then him in the first 8 seasons, he's really funny. By 9 10, not funny. Didn't laugh. Wanda is a really likable character. And she's really nice and really likable. Now let's talk about Turner's parents. Miss Turner is a really likable character. She is really nice and likable. And we can't forget Mr. Turner. Timmy Turner's dad. He is hilarious and he has one of the most iconic quotes of all time. Like, we're going to see the little dumb thing look like, this is how I put in my trophy, if I had one. And of course, the best quote of this show, of him, is none other than...
Hey, looking good, Turner.
Dinkelberg.
Yep, the famous quote Dinkelberg. That quote is one of the funniest quotes I've ever seen in the show. So when the first time I see this quote, I love my butt off in that scene, and believe it or not, I will say Dinkelberg every time when something goes wrong and something goes with problems and all that stuff. Back in saying, guys. We're gonna speak about the other characters. Speak about the characters. Denzel Crocker is really hilarious. I really love Denzel Crocker. He's hilarious, especially his quote, "Fail godparents, fail godparents." Every time I see that quote as it's out. Remember when Failed Parents was a great show back in the day? That was back when the show was great during the first 8 seasons. But he stopped doing. But in season 9 10, he absolutely ruined him. Denzel Crocker. Jordan Ward Strangle, he is a really great character. He is really likable and really amazing. And I really like his giant wand. Giant wand. Before I will tell season 9 10 to shreds, I'm gonna talk about my favorite episodes. According to Watch Mojo, let's talk about my favorite episodes. My favorite episode. Timmy the Barbarian is a really amazing episode. This episode reminds me of the most iconic episode of Big Bang called Omar the Barbarian, which was from from the 90s seasons. It is a really great season. It is a really great episode overall. That was the very first episode of Fair Parents that I was in the Earth, which I knew that. Shiny Teeth is a fantastic episode. I love Shiny Teeth is definitely a classic. I love that episode, especially the song especially one of the songs by this singer, which they sang it with Timmy and Mr. Shiny Teeth and me. That was a great episode. And Channel Chasers is awesome. I really love Channel Chasers. I know people say that this show could be a series finale, but Meet the OddParents could mean the series finale. Meet the OddParents could mean the series finale. And the singer Andre Dissel Crocker, I love that episode. A fantastic episode. This is when Family Parents was a great show during the first 8 seasons. When, especially to quote, "It's March 15th! March 15th!" I always say that a lot at times. And the best episode. These are the episodes I love, and I love the episode which is the episode they shouldn't end it after that. Meet the AddParents. Meet the AddParents is a really good, a great episode. That couldn't be the series finale to the Fairly AddParents. If they ended up at the Meet the AddParents, it wouldn't be the perfect 8 seasons by God. But nope, the show went downhill after the 8th season when they introduced Sparky, which we're gonna talk about season 9 and 10 afterwards. Yeah, and now let's get into the Nick picks. Let's talk about the episodes I hate from the show. First off, there's some episodes I hate from the Fairly AddParents, and which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. The Big Fairy Share Scare. Oh boy, I really despise that episode so much. Certified Super Sitter. Horrible episode. I really hate that episode with a burning passion. This part without housewives. This is why the night is horrible. Fairly AddPet. This is when the show is starting going downhill. Fairly AddParent. Really terrible episode. I really hate that episode with a burning passion. Really hate that episode with a destroying burning passion. Lights Out. This is one of the only episodes I really hate from season 1 through for the first 8 seasons. Which I really do not like that episode. That episode is boring. I think Cosmo is a really terrible episode. Really bad episode. I really hate that episode. So this is why I always stick with the first 8 seasons of the Fairly AddParents. Not season 9 and 10, which I'm gonna talk about in 2 minutes. Space Cadet, oh boy, don't get me. I really despise that episode because this is why season 10 is the worst season of Fairly AddParents. Period. And the worst episode has to be the worst episode of the show is not an end. It's a Wishful Life. Worst Fairly AddParents episode ever. I really hate It's a Wishful Life. One of the worst Fairly AddParents episodes I've ever seen in my life because he wished that he has never been born. Oh, and thank God I didn't. And thank God I didn't waste I didn't spend my minutes to watch this episode. Worst episode ever. Well guys, I have one nitpick. Oh boy. If you subscribe me for a while, the only thing I hate about the Fairly AddParents after the 8th season, the show went downhill after the 8th season. Because if you subscribe me for a while, you probably know that I despise season 9-10. Why I hate season 9-10? Because of one reason. Sparky and Chloe. Sparky and Chloe are the worst characters in the show. After the magnificent, amazing, brilliant masterpiece that was seasons 1-8, and decided Nickelodeon to it took the elements what made season 1-8 Fair Parents so amazing. He twisted into the tube of meat, joined the fire, swearing about it, revive Fairly Parents, and make the show downhill with Sparky and Chloe. This is how Nickelodeon did in a nutshell. Even though I don't do nutshell videos anymore, I just did it as a joke. Season 9-10 is a disaster. It was mean-spirited, Not funny. It murdered fairly odd parents, according to Terrible TV Shows Wiki. And they removed all the characters that we know and love to the show, and they replaced it into Sparky and Chloe. Season 9-10 is a disaster. It was a disaster. Despite one nitpick. Oh crap! I forgot to mention one character that introduced after the 5th season. That's Puff. My thoughts on Puff. He's an adorable character. This is one of the only good new characters of the show. Puff. Puff is really adorable. Puff is really awesome. Despite some nitpicks of C910, and I'm glad and that was a lot of fun tuning this C910 to shreds. Fairly Odd Parents is a fantastic, marvelous Nickelodeon show. Only the first 8 seasons, C910. Oh, I gotta give you mine. Don't give me started C910. I give the first Fairly Odd Parents 10 out of 10. Amazing Real Masterpiece. Seasons 1 to 8, of course, a 10 out of 10. Amazing Real Masterpiece. Season 9, 10. Of course, no competition. 0 out of 10. It's Fairly Odd crap. That's how it gets the final 2 seasons. Season 9, 10. Do you know why season 9, 10 sucks? Because it is started on banger but ended in a whimper with unnecessary characters like, oh boy, not gonna talk those characters because we all know why. And it has really cheap and lazy animation, and they sound like they are sound like they have never seen the first 8 seasons before. That's one nitpick. 8 of 8 cats, 0 out of 10. 9, 10. It's Fairly Odd crap. Thank us for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Like and share with my friends. Until next time. And by the way, I don't take 9, 10 way to the extreme. Don't get me wrong. And what should be my next review? Leave it in the comment section. What is the next trend I should do next? Leave it in the comment section. Leave it in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.